Middle-earth Shadow of War has gone on to say that they are going to include in-game microtransactions for people to acquire certain items within the game. Now, for those of you who do not know, Shadow of War is an open-world action game where you go around and slaughter orcs, collect items, collect things throughout the game, kind of build up your characters, build up your army, and all that fun shit. So they kind of said that microtransactions are going to be put into the game. So what exactly are these microtransactions going to end up doing? Well, let's take a little read here as some of these different things kind of come up. So loot chests contain gear, weapons, and armor of varying rarity. Equipping and upgrading these weapons and armors enhance Talion's character abilities. Loot chests can also contain XP boosts that help level up Talion faster. War chests provide orc followers of varying rarity to help forge a strong army. They can also contain training orders that level up and customize orc followers. XP boosts are consumables that help level up Talion faster. Bundles package up loot crates, war chests, and boosts together at a great value. To purchase these items, players can spend Marion or gold throughout the game as one progresses. Marion is a type of in-game currency that can be acquired by defeating treasure orcs, destroying gear for Marion, destroying orc followers for gear, which can be destroyed for Marion, finding Marion stashed throughout the game. And then they went on to do a little Q&A session in their forum, kind of talking about it and kind of elaborating on what the microtransactions are going to do. So what do you mean by when you say that gold can save time? By simply engaging in the world and playing through Middle-earth Shadow of War, you earn items like gear for Talion and unique orcs for your army. These are the same items that are found in the market with loot chests and war chests. Gold merely allows you to get your hands on them immediately, cutting down on some additional time that would have been spent winning more battles, tracking nemesis, completing quests, and assaulting fortresses. Does the gold give me advantage in the game? No, gold does not give you any advantage over other players. A player who invests enough time can progress the same amount and have access to the same content as players who purchase gold. Gold is not required to progress or advance in the game at all. Okay, so rest assured that we're still going to be able to progress through the game through normal means. Microtransactions are merely there to speed up that process for those who don't want to sink immense amount of time trying to get everything. We've seen this happen with a few fighting games. You know, people who want to work for all these costumes, all these things to be able to unlock, that's all being put into the game for people to unlock. Street Fighter V did something similar to that. I could be wrong. That might not be the title that was, but I know one of the popular fighting games had incorporated something like that into it. One of the biggest things, though, that definitely concerned me is this little statement right here, and I'm going to reread something here so you guys can hear what I'm talking about. Gold merely allows you to get your hands on them immediately, cutting down on some additional time that would have been spent winning more battles, tracking nemesis, completing quests, and assaulting fortresses. So here's kind of where it leaves me questioning what exactly we're going to see. Are we going to see them kind of make this more of a tedious grind to get people to take a look at it and go, you know, that right there looks so appealing right now. I'm so tired of going through this. It's becoming so tedious. You know what? Screw it. Let's just go microtransaction full on and unlock this shit immediately. Get that instant gratification so I can move on and go play a game. Play the game and just move on so I don't have to go through all this tedious grind. This is something we do see with free games from the mobile market, something we kind of expect from them. That's one of the biggest issues that I'm having right here, right now. And I kind of want to just elaborate, think like a free game. You can unlock everything, but it's such a grind, so tedious, that the games are flat out boring because you spend so much time going on and on and on trying to get this shit. And it just pretty much says, here, buy our microtransactions so you don't have to do this. That's kind of what I'm worried about Shadow of War doing. Making it so tedious that it almost forces us to go out and buy microtransactions in order to progress our characters. And that is not the way that a game should simply flow. I mean, if they do it, by normal means, make it rewarding enough for the player to go out and unlock it themselves without making it feel like a grind. Fine, I'm for it, whatever. But unfortunately, we don't know much about it. I mean, WB Games and Monolith are not going to come out and say, yeah, well, it is going to be a little bit of a grind for those people who don't want to invest, or who don't want to invest in our microtransactions, because we're really hoping that people will. I mean, that in itself would push sales and push people away from buying it, more so than already implementing microtransactions. Now, here's the thing. I still plan on picking up Shadow of War. I'm still excited to play it. But at this point, I'm not going to pick up any microtransactions. I'm going to force myself through that game, leveling up shit, doing whatever means possible in the game to get the items and gear, work followers, whatever that shit is that I need to actually move on and go through it. But, if for any reason the game feels like it is adding extra padding or extra things to do just to simply entice me into playing microtransactions, you can bet that I'm going to be pissed. You can bet that I will voice my opinion on this and talk about how limited it makes certain aspects in the game. This is a trend that I do not want to see continue. I shell out $60 for a game. $60 for a game, and these companies expect me to go in and pick up items for in-game currency, using real cash, hard-earned money to buy the shit additionally on top of that $60 price tag. Gone are the days where DLC was enough. Gone are the days that studios are implementing this in there. No, they want to now incorporate microtransactions in $60 free AAA video games. This has to, in a way, stop. I really think that this is going to be unhealthy. Now, there's great ways to do it. There's bad ways to do it as well. We see this with Overwatch. We see this with Destiny. We see this with some MMOs where microtransactions are simply put in there for cosmetic purposes. In other words, appearance for your characters. You can go in and make your character wear different items that you couldn't acquire in the game. So, whatever. But the cosmetics just make your character look cooler. They don't really go into making your character stronger. So, this is kind of something that I wanted to talk about, wanted to get your opinions on, because microtransactions in AAA video games, my policy on that stands, they do not belong. They absolutely need to disappear. And it is bullshit that we are seeing studios implement this more and more. Again, if Monolith Soft does not put them in there, does not make the grind too tedious, and make players feel like in order to move on, they actually have to play these games, buy the in-game currency with real money to proceed through the game, then whatever. It is what it is. And if someone really wants to use in-game currency to progress through the game faster, I guess more power to them. So, thoughts, opinions, leave those down below in the comment box. Let me know what you guys think about this topic, because I'm very, very curious. Be sure to hit subscribe there for me to keep up to date with all of my content. You guys are watching the Spoony Bard, and most importantly, stay happy, be happy, game happy. Spoony Bard is checking out.